Welcome everyone, Izaar here. Today we're going to be talking about a very popular commander in the evil side, and it is the Witch King. As you can see here, it is very popular. I use it. He is absolutely fantastic. Aside from like some counter that we're going to talk about later in the video, he is an absolute monster. So there are two builds that you can do, and you can just adjust those builds depending on the opponent that you will be facing. If you know you'll be facing some of his counter, which are mainly Gilgalad, all the Gandalfs, anything that has Eye Alert in one of their traits, you can readjust to the second build that we're going to talk about and kind of at least be able to do something in combat. So we're gonna just have a little overlook. So first of all, Witch King is a leader, which is great because he is very troop focused. So you want him to have as much troop as you can because the troop are doing the damage, not the commander. So he's a leader. He gets +5 command. Very nice. And yeah, he's good with all around. He's providing support to his team. I have him respect 5, which you need respect 5 if you want to be able to do the 2 build. Otherwise, he works respect 3 can be very solid, and again, he will be good. It would just not be like optimal in terms of being able to counter everything. So yeah, I have it level 43 right now. So about his stats: might +2, .26 per level, just okay. The focus is a little bit on the lower side, and the speed is actually pretty average as well. That's the equipment I have. We're going to talk about equipment a little bit later. First of all, let's go into the portrait. So I'm going to talk about the Respect 3 build first, which is the one you see right now. And it implies running Alchemist. And Alchemist, as you know, deal fire damage. So you want to have ring rate here that will boost that damage by 30%. Very strong if you combine with Alchemist. It is a very like common build with Nazgul, so you'll see this build with Alchemist trolls often. But the difference with the Witch King is it also get Black Captain here, which provide an additional 30% damage to pretty much all the troop on the evil side. So you want to add this 30% of fire damage bonus to that 30% bonus for Urukai, and maybe like Corsair, depending on how you want to build it. We skipped a little bit here, but yeah, Nazgul Screech, round 1 will affect 2 enemy and have a 100% chance of inflicting the stun, which protects your units, which is very good, and also deals a little bit of damage. But like the most of the reason why you put 7 point here is for the stun, because you want your unit to be able to attack without being attacked back. Back to the Black Captain. It also makes your unit tankier, giving them 2 HP, which is nice. Morgul Commander will reduce the damage by 14% for Orcs and Urukai. So, not your Corsair if you're running Corsair, but you'll see later there's a build utilizing Berserker as well. So, if you do, this works actually with them. And the last skill here is Convener, which makes the build viable all around. First of all, for the first 2 rounds, which one of them are like your enemy are going to get stunned unless they have like some protection, you get initiative. So you're going to be attacking first, and dealing damage first is always good because you will be killing units and they won't be able to attack back as strong as they would have been. And they also have a 75% chance to gain follow-up, so attacking twice. So if you didn't like caught up already on what the build is basically you want to do as much damage as you want during the two first round, and then kind of the battle will like go around, but there will be only leftovers for you to like clean up. So first round, uh, you get your enemy stun. You have like 30% here, 30% here, and you basically attack twice. So huge amount of damage dumped on your enemy in the first two rounds, and just a cleanup. If you don't have the respect 5 here, so you will go Lord of Nazgul. It will debuff the enemy commander, but I suggest like putting some points and just going for like a little additional fire damage because it will be buffed by the ring wraith. Yeah, this one is physical, so I would go with Enflame. Although it is not ideal, if you have leftover point, as I said, just go with this. But if you have the Respect 5 unlocked, you'll put some point into Lord of Minas Morgul. Right now it doesn't serve me any purpose because I'm not running Fell Beast. And one of the reasons why I'm actually making a video for that, a little side note, is because we had a few people from other warband in this server that went to Mordor and lost some time getting Felbeast because they think it is the only way to run the Witch King, which it is absolutely not. So, Lord of Minas Morgul, like, that's just for the point, but you want to go to either Dishearten or Chaotic Retreat. It really depends what you have in front of you. I will be aiming for Dishearten just because I need my troop to be tankier. I face a lot of Gandalf and Gil-galad, and the evade and white console buff they get from the beginning of the round, like the few first instances of damage, they actually survive. So if they can do less damage for the entire battle, that would greatly help. So this is the first build. As you can see, very, very focused with Alchemist and Corsair. The second build that is possible for you, you scrap the ring rate threat here, and you won't be running Alchemist for this one, or Corsair. You'll be running like something that actually hit the defense, like Berserker or Crusher. If you have like tier 4 for Gundabad, they are great with the build I will tell you now. Yeah, anything that doesn't like involve fire, because you want to counter the high alert build. So you basically remove all the point here from Ring Wraith, and you put it into Lord of Minas Morgul, and you're going to put 7 point into Chaotic Retreat, which all enemy unit will have their defense reduced by 35 total at max. So 35 defense for all the enemy unit reduction. Very, very strong. Again, you still want to be attacking twice and have 30% bonus here. Yeah, the little resistance here is great too. Although I would go with this one before putting point in there. I might actually even modify my build. Actually, you know what? I can't. I need to have those points. But instead of putting those 7 point here, put it into Dishearten instead. It will be like better overall. So once you get this defense, debuff, and the bonus damage, you'll be dealing a lot of damage, and you will be kind of a counter to those like enemy that have this fire resistance gear. Dwalin with the fire resistant for all his unit, like you will be able to like kind of get around this with the second build. So again, 15 point here. 7 point here, 15 point here, 7 point here, 7 point here, and the leftover you can put here just because like reducing damage is still very, very strong. All right, so that is for the 2 build. If you have a question, just put it down in the comment. I will answer them. If you're unsure about something or you actually have a better idea, let me know. But yeah, Lord of the Nazgul, unfortunately not so great, so we're gonna stay away from it, and these 3 will be the main build. Alright, so from here we're gonna go into our items. I actually have a few items already that will be used for the Witch King, and I will tell you a few builds. So first of all, let's start with the weapon. Um, there's only like real one good purple item, and it is the cutlass. And let me explain why. It gives might, it gives speed. So more damage, you attack first. And in case of fighting against something that also has convener, you will be attacking first, which is something you want. But the main reason the cutlass is so good is because it gives three bonus three attack for every single melee unit, and this is massive. Like, think about it. Your alchemist has they have, I think, a range between 4 and 14 in turn of damage. Add 3 to that, so it's going to become 7, and the other one will become 17. Then you have to add the 30% of the like ring rate threat for the fire damage, and the other 30% for the black captain. So it always add up, and the more damage you can do in the lower like tier attack, the better. So that's why it is very very good to have attack on your team. I unfortunately don't have the right trait. I am still waiting for one to drop with melee might that will add an additional 9%. Again, massive damage. So cutlass with melee might. Unfortunately, there's nothing else viable. I was making some math with the overconfidence, but it's so tedious, and you would lose so many units that I don't think it is good enough. Even though you would pay less because they are tier two. Yeah, they are tier two unit, but still. So that's for the purple weapon. Unfortunately, as I said, there's not much of another choice, but I also added two just because I know this is a very narrow like choices. You can go hero crossbow, but this is only and only if you have the Urukai strength that will give a 9% bonus. It gives commander might, so I guess more damage, but you really need the 9% bonus damage. Anything else, I cannot recommend it. Same goes with the battle axe, but for the battle axe, it's not for Yukai. It's just melee might, which is another like 9% bonus damage. It also gives a lot of might, so more damage, but those are very very like on the side option that you've got. I strongly recommend the cutlass, even though it is not maxed. You'll still get like +1 or +2, and this is the main reason you want this as a weapon. Alright, so next one. I got a few gold item, mostly because like pretty much all of them gives a +1 or more to your attack. And let's start with Reckoning, which I don't have. Let's go into Madam first. Here, unfortunately, I won't be able to get the substat, but I know there's a melee might over there, and if it does, I mean, it is very good. Where is it? Reckoning. So, the Reckoning has might, speed, which are two stats that you really want, and the attack for orcs, Urkai, and evil men. So we will be running Troll with Witch King, so Troll won't have the bonus, although they are mostly there to tank because we want to keep our alchemists safe. So yeah, they will get like just +1, +2, and +3 attack depending on the refinement of your weapon. Another weapon that I actually don't have anymore is the Morgul Blade. Kind of the same here. The army, orcs, Urkai, and troll. So not evil men for this one, which is the difference. You got to be very careful taking those, because if you're running Corsair, they won't get the bonus compared to like the Cutlass that will give it. And again, this one you can go for another melee might. You always want to go for the flat damage. So those are two gold weapon. The last two that I actually have, and the one that I'm running, depending on the server, right now I'm running the Cutlass, but when I was playing a non-RP server, I was playing the Nightfall because I was often up against those Witch King. And again, attacking first is like fantastic. You want to be attacking first. And because of this, I built a Nightfall, which gives might, speed, and speed to my Yokai. So my alchemists were always attacking first. And I was lucky enough to get Might of Yokai on my Nightfall, which is the right proc that you want. Yeah, there's not much other like choices. Like this is not good. This is not good. Actually, this could be good in another build, but not with this commander. Absolutely not. So yeah, Might of Yokai, and yeah, you don't want to have damage on the last round. So yeah, Might of Yokai is the only thing you want. And the last one, which is a little bit more, I would say, kind of like narrow. It is a Blazing Tong. You can only equip it on Undead and Mire, which actually your Witch King is a Undead, so we're fine. I have it with Scorch here, which is not that great. But yeah, if you run this, you will absolutely want to have Might of Evil Man, because you will be running it with Corsair. So it is not, again, ideal, but it is still an option because it gives army attack. Like whatever you're running, it gets more attack. So yeah, the Cutlass I think is the more accessible because it's purple and it's actually one of the best. Otherwise, you've got some gold choices, but yeah, I'd stick with this one because you can easily raise it to +3. All right, so weapons done. We're gonna go right ahead to armor. Unfortunately, not a lot of choices right here either. As of purple armor, scale mail protects your army, gives you might and focus, and again melee vigor, classic, just reduction of damage. You can't go wrong with this one. The second one is the superior Oberg, which will give your army defense again. Not only melee, so if you're running it with sniper, because that's an option, we're going to talk about it later. This one could actually be good as well. It also gives might. Mine here has fire protection, but for you and a Witch King, I would go with either melee vigor, or actually, if you are fighting against Witch King, Shroud could be okay. This is kind of a possibility because you will be dodging damage, but it's debatable if you're fighting against Witch King that fire protection could be good too. But if you can get melee vigor, I think that's going to be the right proc for this. And those are the only two purple armor that could be run on Witch King. But your best option above everything is the Warborn Plate, because it gives might, defense, and speed, which is pretty much everything you want. And for the proc, I actually have a Fortitude of Soldier, which reduces my damage. It is very good. You can also actually, you know what, Resilience of Soldier perhaps, but yeah, those two are pretty much what you want. But yeah, the stats are the main reason. Like, this is the armor for the Witch King. And yeah, nothing. Sorry, nothing else for armor. So we're gonna jump to helmets and helmets. So a few choices. You could go for a brutal helmet, although I do not recommend it. It is kind of a like B class kind of choice. Because it gives the right stats. It gives might, it gives speed, and HP would make your army survive. And for the proc, you could go with Yokai Vigor, just because you're running Alchemist, so they will receive another 6% less damage, or just melee Vigor. This one could work if you're running Sniper, so depending on whatever you're running. But the right helmet that you want in purple is this one, the Horseman Helm. Especially if you're playing RP, or actually even non-RP, it's very, very useful, because there's a lot of like Gandalf, Gil-galad, another commander that runs stun, and you don't want to lose your your two first round. And because if you fight against a Witch King or you fight against any of the Nazgul, actually, they actually have the stun most of the time. So this protects you. Well, mine is 83%. It ends up at 1% if you actually have it like complete 5-star. Alright, sorry, the kitty is actually making some claws. Alright, she stopped looking. Alright, pretty probably cut. So yeah, so you will get warding, which gives you 100% stun immunity, and you don't want to lose your first 2 rounds, and this is for the first 2 rounds. So basically making sure your attack lands and all the damage that you're supposed to do will be done. Alright, and yeah, this one gives might and speed. Again, crazy good. It used to be very nice when I was in Gondor, because my tier 4 were protecting my alchemist and my unit, and they were getting an additional 15 defense. But yeah, sadly I'm in RP server at the moment, so not very useful. So those are the 2 helmet. If you have the horseman's helm, prioritize it. It is very, very good to have this protection. This is the main reason you want this helmet. As for gold helmet, we have 3 choices. 2 that are actually very, very good, and 1 that is kind of okay. And we're gonna start by the kind of okay. So Cask of Pride, classic. Fortitude of Soldier would reduce like damage, but also gives you might, which is good for damage, and defense plus 16, which is very, very, very good. And most of your unit are melee, like Alchemist, Corsair, Berserker, your Troll. They're all melee. So this Cask of Pride is very, very strong. But it's still like a third choice. Let's go with the Berserker Gaze, which is another item that will boost your damage. And if you want to go Glass Cannon, Witch King, which I mean is amazing, the Berserker Gaze is pretty much the helmet to go through, because it gives might and it also gives Uruk-hai attack. And your Alchemist will have another +3 attack with this helmet. And if you, well, I'm going to foreshadow, there's a third item that gives attack too. So you can go with a massive +9 attack if you have everything refined at max. And this also have Fortitude of Uruk-hai, which if you followed will give another additional Fortitude of Uruk-hai, damage received -9%. So it also protects your unit. Actually, you know what? I would rather have Resolve of Uruk-hai, because each round, Uruk-hai unit 100% to gain stun immunity. Crazy good. Like, yeah, I would go with Resolve of Uruk-hai just for the protection, and yeah, it kind of replaced the helmets, the horseman helmets. Yeah, last choice, Cask of Submerged Isle. I mean, you know by now what it is. And even though the stats aren't crazy good, the proc that gives you your stun and madness immunity is crazy strong, because madness is sadly one of the counter for the Witch King, because in the first 2 rounds, if you get madness, and you attack your own troop, you can deal a lot of damage, and you can basically lose the fight just because of it. So Cask of Submerged Isle, if you have it, if you have the proc that protects you, like the Aegis proc, go for it. That's your best bet. And that's about it for helmets. And now we're gonna go back to the last piece of equipment, which are the accessories. And let's start with purple. There are 2 choices in purple. one that I like a lot more, but I also give you like a second option just in case you don't have it. But the Drums of Moria, you want to go for it. Like, let's not focus about the stats here. Those three stats are nice, but the real reason again is the army attack melee +3 at best. So this is like another like massive amount of damage that you can inflict your enemy. And sadly though, they don't have like a lot of good proc. I went for haste of soldier because melee speed. Again, I want to attack first. It kind of works, so melee speed is the way to go if you want to do that. But I also yeah, if you know you're in this RP server, maybe like this, that will compensate the 20% fire damage reduction that the dwarves have. But yeah, it's very situational, kind of both. But yeah, if you don't want to put refinement into this items, like 5-star white, perfectly fine. And the second option is the Shield of the White Hand, just because of the little defense boost. Unfortunately, kind of the same problem. Like the substats are actually not very great. But you could go for Siege of Yurkai just because your Witch King could do some siege. He's already full of Alchemist, and adding like 18 siege is good. Otherwise, Ace of Yurkai if you want to attack first instead of like March Speed, the one that I have. Mine is for Gorbag, not for the Witch King because I have a Drum of Moria. But this is your second option, and it is also viable. And yeah, the like best part though for the for the Witch King is in the gold accessories. You have Drums of Barad-dûr, which gives attack, which we like, and as Might of Soldier. Might of Soldier is a good proc, although Iron Guard is very strong because it recovers like all your melee unit 36% of HP each round. Super good. Again, Might of Soldier, very nice. And yeah, could argue for Grudge of Gundabad, but I personally wouldn't go because 36 armor like defense reduction is crazy for 6 attack, and it's only for orcs, so nothing about like your Hurukai. But yeah, if for some build, I guess some people could try it, but I'm not. I don't have the prog, and I don't have the time to, or nor the money to actually get one. So this is for the Drum of Barad-dûr. Very good if you can have it a little bit higher than me, because it gives more. So yeah, my Drum of Moria right now is kind of best that I can have for that. Then there are two other options that are very good, and they are so strong because they actually play with some of the weakness that the build with the alchemists have. Because alchemists have a range between 4 and 14, if you're able to do maximum damage, the difference is massive. So Orting Delivery, this is maxed out though, so keep in mind that this is very unlikely to have. You got two choices with the Orting Devilry. Tactical Mark, for the first 3 rounds, your unit gained Pursuit, which ignore the target's evasion. Crazy good and so strong against all those Gil-galad around, which is kind of a problem because you shouldn't have to get an item with Pursuit in order to beat like an opposing commander. But in the reality and the meta we live in, Gil-galad is a very strong commander, very present, and people just use it all the time. So having Pursuit is very strong, and this will give it to you for the first 3 rounds, 100% sure. The stat that changed is the percentage of chance to cause maximum damage each round, which, as I just said, could be very strong. The second one that you could go for is Opportune Strike, which each round our ally has 100% chance of causing maximum damage. So basically, you always do maximum damage. What is sad about the Ortang Devilry, though, is the stats. You get some focus and some Urukai Siege. Well, right now it's not full, but yeah. So you don't get much of attack, but because you do maximum damage, um, you will be like most of the time like on the winner side of like damage in terms of comparison between those two. So mine got Might of Urukai, which is okay, but ideal in an ideal situation, you want one of the two prog that I just said, like Tactical Mark or Opportune Strike. Yeah, forget Eisen Elixir and Ben of Man. Yeah, like uh, best one if you're in an RP server because of the amount of Gilgalad. Otherwise, Opportune Strike I think is better. But yeah, it's arguable between those two, and third place go Might of Ukai. And the last one, which actually kind of have the same, it's I don't have it anymore. It is the Palantir, and the Palantir has the skill Tactical Mark as well, which is the reason why it is also in the in the choices. I'll go just for the substats. There it is. All right. Oh yeah, it also gives attack, so that's why it's superior. I was like, it's superior, isn't it? Yeah, it is. It also gives attack to your entire army. So Palantir with the Tactical Mark is the best thing you can have for the Witch King. All right, so those are the equipment. Hopefully you've got some in your inventory and you can build something good. And we're gonna jump to the units now. Let's go here. All right, and let's let's hide up tier 1, 2. I'll keep tier 3, and oh yeah, keep evil men 2. Okay, so first of all, sorry for that. First of all, depending on the tier 4 you've got, I mean, Warlord can be very strong, and I would argue about some other like the snag attack if you're in with Isengard, because you will be causing maximum damage, so could work very well if you're lucky and it's your alchemist. So first build, first of all, trolls. Like you want to taunt your enemy so they don't attack your troops. So trolls, about 80 trolls for your army. Then you're gonna add about 3,500 alchemist, and you complete the build with either Berserker or Corsair, which I don't think I have unlocked yet. Yeah, I don't have them, but yeah, complete the build with like the rest of the unit available with either Berserker or Corsair. Berserker has this Fanaticism, which will deal when maxed 20% more damage for the first round. It decreased by 2% every round, so basically they deal 20% more damage at the beginning and 18 at the second round. So you still have like the bonus damage with your bonus that you provide using the Witch King, and they also are unaffected by stun and have this bonus with defense. So they kind of like stay alive a little bit longer, and you make sure to be able to attack with them because of the stun immunity. So if you don't have the Horseman Helms, this could be kind of a workaround to have it work. Otherwise, I strongly suggest the Corsair, just because they are actually melee. Their range is great for the amount of damage that they will be able to deal. They can evade. Not the main reason being Arson, which will deal an additional 100% damage when they attack. So basically, they will deal their damage, and then another like the 100% in burn damage too, which is boosted by all the Black Captain and the Ring Wraith. So this guy with Alchemist, one of the best build in terms of fire damage. Sadly, the like the poison is not relevant enough in this game, so I will be skipping them. Second build, if you are running into a lot of Gilgalad, Gandalf, and anybody that actually has fire protection, high alert skill. I know there's some few equipment with resistance that gives another 30% resistance to focus, fire, and poison. And you want to like kind of go around that kind of build. You will be running stuff that actually lower defense. If you are in non-RP server, Ram Rider could be very strong because they will actually debuff, but don't put too many of them. Um, just a little amount. Warlord, crazy strong, crazy good. Like they pass 50% of the damage, minus 35% as well, and they will also attack a range unit that's behind. So if you are with Gundabad, these guys are monsters. Again, put some trolls just to tank because you want to save your unit. I'll stay with the Berserker because again they still have the bonus and they actually attack regularly. So with normal defense, so with the minus 35 defense of the second build, these guys are even better. So put more of these. Obviously, no alchemist, and yeah, if you can put like Berserk and Warlord, that's the crazy good one, I'd say. Otherwise, you can always put some Crusher, although they kind of weak. They will help by killing like all the tank with lowering their defense. But the other things that you can do is go full Urkai because most of our build is Urkai. So you will put some Troll, some Berserker, and I don't think I've unlocked them this season either because I'm not running this build. But yeah, here they are. Put some snipers. They will kill the range unit real quick, which is most of the DPS, like most of the time. Because yeah, they prioritize range unit, and they also deal additional 30% damage to them. So snipers with Berserker and Troll, very very strong if you have the Respect 5 for the Witch King. And yeah, you basically have this. They kill the range unit. Berserker go crazy in the front line, and the front line is weakened because of the chaotic retreat, and the troll takes all the damage. So you see the pattern right here, and you'll be able to actually do a lot of damage. That's what the Witch King does. Alright, and that's pretty much about it. If you have any question, anything about it that you want to mention to me, feel free to leave a comment below. I look at them, I answer, and otherwise send me a message. I'm always happy to help for anything. If you have your ID for build, just let me know. I'm going to make video about it. And on that, just a little like and subscribe, help the channel, help me out being pioneer. And all that, I'll tell you goodbye and see you in another video. Ciao for now.